me some ID.
All right, man, chill. Here you go.
Figures. Library. Oh, George.
Stop. In Washington State, you do not have to provide identification to a law enforcement officer who approaches you on the street. You don't have to give your driver's license or Washington ID card. You don't have to give out your address, date of birth, or even your name. Now, under certain circumstances, like if you're driving a car, it may be a crime not to provide identification. Consult with an attorney to find out whether or not your situation is one of the exceptions. But generally, you do not have to provide identification. And you want to think, before you reach for that wallet, about whether or not this is going to help or hurt the situation. If you ask the cop whether you're under arrest, and he says yes, he's going to get your ID anyway. It may be better to provide it voluntarily, keep the situation calm. But if you are free to leave, he's going to, if you provide your ID, do a warrants check. It's going to be delay, and delay in this situation is not your friend. As always, whenever you interact with law enforcement, you want to be polite and unhelpful. You want to be honest and silent. Do not do or say anything because the cop wants you to. Do or say things only if it benefits you.
Hey, homie, up against the wall. Turn around, turn around.
Man,
Turn
damn.
around.
Fuck, I ain't even do nothing, man.
Whatever.
I don't got nothing, dude.
What's this?
What's what?
Oh, shit. What the fuck is this?
Stop. You do not have to consent to a search. Law enforcement asks you if they can search you. You ought to tell them, I do not consent to a search. If they ask you if they can come in your home and search, you should always request to see a search warrant and indicate to them that you are not consenting to a search. They may search anyway. If that happens to you, bear in mind that resisting a police officer can get you hurt and can lead to felony charges. Again, your default position needs to be, I do not consent to a search, I'd like to see a search warrant, and I'm not resisting anything. You need to preserve your rights. If you allow an officer to search you by saying something like, it's okay if you search, I have nothing to hide, go ahead and search, then the officer always has authority to search. And police are very good at finding things and making them look incriminating later on.
Hey, homeboy, let me help you. Where'd you get the weed from?
Hey, man, ain't even my jacket, dude. I don't know where that came from. It's my homeboy's jacket, dude. We were just out the street, man. I lost my coat. You let me, yo, man, for real. For real, I don't know where it came from, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you could have my...
Stop. Shut the fuck up. You do not have to answer questions, and you shouldn't, especially after you've been read your Miranda rights. Because if you've been read your Miranda rights, that means you are under arrest. You are not talking your way out of anything. And everything you say is going to get twisted by the cops and used against you later. Your silence cannot be legally twisted to mean anything. There is no benefit for you talking, and it's only going to hurt you. So don't say anything. When a cop asks you questions, you say, I do not want to speak to you. I do not want to answer questions. I want to remain silent, and I want a lawyer. As always, whenever you interact with law enforcement, you want to be polite and unhelpful. You want to be honest, and you want to be silent. Don't say or do anything just because a cop asks you to. Say or do something because it benefits you.